What up, YouTube? It's about TJDaKid back with another video, man. We got college gameplay. We got college football 26 gameplay. First look, I think this dropped next week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's get into it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that.
Yeah, ball game.
Oh no.
Let's go, Drake.
Oh, no.
Let's go. We taking it. He's taking it out.
Why he took that little shit out though?
We are inside beautiful Bryant-Denny Stadium.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch this
Welcome
for a
on
thing,
into
though.
the gameplay first look of college football 26.
I wanna play that
Over
bit
on that
myself.
couch, cover athlete of college football 26, Ryan Williams and Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. We had to bring in a coach to help us, and no better one to find here than Coach Kalen DeBoer, and equally famous Bordeaux. What's up, man? College football content creator, and joining me once again, it is the design director Scott O'Gallagher. Scott, great to be back with you. We start off.
I could have really played Madden early. They sent me the code. They sent me the code last year I played early.
At night, the people are rocking in Tuscaloosa.
They sent it to me
this
this
has got to
year.
be one of the best college football atmospheres out there.
It is. It's amazing.
But I seen it too late. I tried to type it in. They said somebody already used it. What you mean somebody already used my code?
Can't wait to do it again.
For some of us guys, we really love that revamped passing system.
Which is awesome.
I
It's no
don't.
different than coach over here when he goes to recruit, right? He's looking at guys, can they layer the football, right? Can you throw it? Can you throw catchable football?
Oh,
Hell no, he hated that little shit.
That is
Get
not
this
a
brother off the
catchable.
sticks.
That was a good bait. He baited me. He baited me. He
Nah,
did.
you a
All
bad.
right, so we're going to have Dre playing on defense, and Dre knows a little something about defense.
He does. Let me make sure Coach got me in the game.
Yeah, I think this is also a
Coach got me in the game.
Yeah, I think this is also a great time, OG, to talk about. There's a lot of new ways to bring in subs in this game. That was something that you guys added to the game, on-the-fly subs. Talk a little bit about what that brings the player.
Oh, it's awesome. And now they no longer have to press start. That was a big thing. So you see Dre here, he's going in. He can
He
just,
literally
up on the
just
D-pad, go
put
down your
start,
position,
which is
sub
the
him right
craziest
there
part.
on and off.
When you're subbing guys in and out,
Ironic.
it's all on the fly. You only get 3 timeouts per half. So, you know, how much of that is, you know, when you hear about the on-the-fly subs and bringing players in, how realistic is that on a day-to-day atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, you have to orchestrate and work at it. You know, all spring ball, fall camp. You know, you have scrimmages that you're trying to simulate best possible, but it's on another level when the bullets are flying.
Y'all let me know when
pace that
somebody
it
gets
is in the
signed,
game.
bro.
So, a lot of rehearsal, and everyone's got to be on the same page.
Why are we pressing? Uh-oh.
He throwing
got
up
picked again.
bullshit.
Yep,
Okay, okay.
Got him picked
We
again.
caught up to the
I need to be
deflection.
more conservative, coach.
Here we go.
We're going to keep you at receiver based on that.
I don't put that nigga at quarterback.
I saw him.
I got to get it back this time.
I saw him throw a ball the other day, and I took note, and it looked pretty good on the field.
When you're talking to recruits coming in, like, there's got to be some level of just wanting to be in this game that is like something that wasn't there 2 years ago. And we're talking about now, like, this is something that you can actually be a part of.
Fuck that, man.
EA Sports just dropped the
Not
early
finna watch
look
17
gameplay
minutes
for
and niggas enjoying the playing the game.
College Football 26. It's a game between Ryan Williams and YouTuber Bordeaux. They played a couple of games down
thought
at
it
EA, I
was.
guess a week or so ago. So they put the clips on YouTube, and we're going to kind of break it down. Here we could see showing a little bit of the Alabama run out really quickly, and then they hop into the game. So I'll be commenting over it, giving my thoughts. For certain parts, I'll let the developer speak because during this video, he kind of breaks down some of the new features and stuff in the game. So for those segments, I'll just let him
give me the
explain
summary.
as he's doing in the video. But everything else, I'll just kind of comment over. Also, I will be having my own exclusive gameplay very, very soon. So make sure to subscribe, turn the bell icon on. I got a ton of great stuff coming later this week.
I'm pretty
that
sure
you're
it
not
come
gonna
out on
wanna
the
miss.
10th.
Here we're just seeing them kind of airing the ball out a little bit. We know it's going to still be an offensive game. Here, Bordeaux with the actual really good bait on defense, and you're going to have
That's
to
just
kind of be
bad.
better with that
Bad
this year because
throwing.
it's
Bad
not going to be
QB
easy
IQ.
to get interceptions if your back is turned. The CPU won't do it at all, and even as a user, I've found that it's kind of hard to get interceptions if your back's turned. You kind of have to get them turned around in order to get the ball. Here you could see going for the swat, and he actually bats it into the arms of his other defender. I do think the swat button is going to be a much bigger deal this year in the game, just because there's going to be situations where those picks just aren't as guaranteed as in the past. So those deep one-on-ones, you're going to want to go for a swat over a pick, in my opinion. Here,
Right on.
we can
Noted.
see Bordeaux with Tennessee trying to get the option going. It worked earlier, but they're good gap integrity as they
slow.
shut it down. They did do a lot of work with run defense and making sure that the gap integrity was more sound this year. So you're going to be able to defend some of that outside stuff a little easier. easier than
Oh,
you could
I don't
last
even know
year
who Alabama
if you're playing
QB
the right
is.
defense versus it. If you're not, you can still
Simpson?
get cooked. And here,
Simpson?
what a
Simpson?
dime from Ryan Williams for the touchdown.
Am I crazy, OG? Do we got some new celebrations into the game, a new way to flex on your opponents a little bit?
Absolutely. Within the rules of college
Don't
football.
tell Coach, because
No,
I don't know if he wants to see it. He wants you guys to come back to the sideline. You got to keep talking.
Yeah, Ryan came in down to the studio, so we got
Nigga
his
hit the
stuff.
speed
I gotta
dance.
score. You gotta let me score.
The 2-point conversion.
But absolutely, the same. We got 20. We kept some of the ones that they really loved.
Here we got Bordeaux back on offense, taking a deep shot, and he's going to lay out for
Throwing motions. Some of these, like the little animations that maybe you wouldn't notice, but when you compare side by side 25 to 26, you guys put a lot of work into these animations.
I love that you noticed that, and I think when you talk about the quarterback position, it's the iconic position in sports. You know, we called it quarterback revamp.
Damn!
And so everything from an over the top to three-quarter to low three-quarter, it was pivotal that we made these look better. It had to look beautiful. It is the iconic position. So then that also takes in context, right? So that's throwing on the run, throwing screen passes, throwing under duress.
And I really love the work they did with QBs this year. They did the same thing for Madden as well, but now the QBs, they just throw the ball more realistically. The releases and the different types of releases, types of throws they could do from sidearm to over the top, they just look a lot more realistic this year, and I think that's really cool.
This nigga Ryan
I don't think he meant to lob it, but that's going to be a pick 6 because of the bad pass.
We haven't touched on this yet, but talk to me a little bit about how quarterback height impacts your gameplay.
More than it's ever. So everybody kept talking about, one, the games that were played up front, right, which we didn't have, which is stunts and twists. And it was getting the guy what they would call or getting him off his launching point. And then depending on size, how they collapse the pocket, we've never had that before. So now if you got a 5'10" quarterback and a 6'6", guard, right, you got to throw in throwing lanes or work to throw those. And so now if you're trying to throw that, 5-yard, drag over the middle and you're in sight line, now that's going to hit your accuracy.
Here we got Ryan Williams taking a
on that bit. I seen that one.
Bordeaux. He's chasing up the speed of a guy like Ryan Williams.
Changes I do love that.
I feel like watching gameplay still don't hit the same. You gotta like
play wide receivers. The need for you to get your eyes around to a football to make a pick.
We coined it no eyes, no picks. That was it. Especially like if you're throwing a 9 route or that go route, you get the hips turned of a DB. You want to be able to throw that shot now. Where before it's like unless you had a significant speed advantage, you wouldn't want to throw that ball. And then to your point, that's what we coined the Willie Mays picks.
Head tap, stupid.
That you can now throw back shoulders, be more of a problem for the defense to handle.
Here we got Bordeaux.
Wait, I wonder did he click on there though? I think it changes if you click on.
Picks. That was it. Especially like if you're throwing a 9 route or that go route, you get the hips turned of a DB. You want to be able to throw that shot now. Where before it's like unless you had a significant speed advantage, you wouldn't want to throw that ball. And then to your point,
I want to see what it looked like when he actually clicked on.
He does not set up proper protection and he gets annihilated.
So made no protection call, didn't slide it. You can change that now on the right stick. Flick right for a half slide right, or double tap for a full slide.
And Ryan Williams is going to wind it up. Another deep shot. Bordeaux couldn't get over there. Bad defense. You're seeing a lot of deep shots in this video. Something that was big last year. I mean, it's college football.
A lot of deep
You're going to
shots
still
and
be able
long
to take
strokes.
deep shots this year. But the big difference is the fact that you can't really get those interceptions with your back turn. You can feel more confident taking those deep shots even when the coverage is a little tighter. And until people learn to go for those swats, you're going to get beat deep if you don't have the proper defense out there. And here we've seen some picks go back and
Tennessee
forth,
got a new
both sides
quarterback
of the
too.
ball. I mean, Bordeaux throwing another pick. We know he likes to throw picks. That's my guy. But, he has a quick trigger with that quarterback. Sometimes
Quarterback not even trying to make a tackle.
and not force it into coverage. And here Ryan Williams is going to score another touchdown, taking the lead. Now we're jumping into game 2 that they played. This one they got Florida State going against Alabama. So we'll see if Bordeaux does better in this game. Going for the jet sweep, gets taken out. I did a video yesterday talking about
jet sweeps.
The
not
gap
OP.
integrity is better this year. These jet sweeps not as easy as before.
Defending plays like jet sweeps were kind of a pain point. They were hard to stop last year. Is that something that
Bro,
players
I played a nigga. He literally just
Absolutely. We've
spammed
done a lot
fucking
there.
jet sweeps.
All new
In my
coaching
dynasty.
adjustments, but our run fits. Again, we brought in a lot, put in a ton of time and effort into that, and coverage in particular. And so things that should be stopped are stopped, authentically.
So yeah, they did a lot of good work this year in the trenches and the gap integrity, the run fits, all of that stuff. And you're going to find that, just trying to spam the jet sweeps or even options sometimes to the outside, they're not just going to be gimmies like they were last year. They're going to work when they're supposed to work, at least most of the time. But there's going to be a lot of times where they're not going to work so easily. And that was just a filthy juke move. I mean, come on, Bordeaux. I need you to make the tackle there. That was absolutely filthy. They had to put it on the replay because, I mean, I've gotten done like this a bunch of times last year, so I can't even.
He gotta make that tackle. I ain't like they nut the nut right there.
Especially defensively this year. If you scroll down there, you've got different ways to play the option. You got different ways to play the RPO. And what I love is down at the very bottom, different ways to line up your safety. So if you're getting run on, you can bring those safeties down into the box.
I love it. This is one of my favorite features in the game. This is a real life, but you have like the flat alignment.
Oh, and it tells you like what it is.
This is one of my favorite
8 yards off, 5. Okay.
And this is a
so y'all gotta just
like the flat
play with it and
that
see
I know
it
Venables was really keen on back in his Clemson days. And some of it in Oklahoma. You can bring your safeties up in the box now. You can set them 30 yards back.
30 yards back
in the field. You can move them to the boundary. You can move them wide. You can keep them tucked yards back. You can move them to the field. You can safeties up in the box now.
I mean, this kind of bad example.
You can set them 30 yards back.
Boundary would be on the right side, obviously. But you really can't tell the difference because the ball not on the hash.
You can move them to the field. You can move them to the boundary. You can move them wide. You can keep them
Lemon Lexi June _27. Appreciate the follow.
All you got to do is press L3 and you go back to your default settings.
Ryan Williams takes the snap here. He's been dialing up some big plays, and it looks like he's going for another one. That's another touchdown. He's using the revamped passing, which I think is the best system. It's the one I use. There are other ones that other people use, but I think you're going to get the best trajectory with the system. This is how you want the ball to float. This is how you want to be able to put it over defenders, and you can do that easily with that system. So that's what I like to use, and it makes sense that he's using it. Now they're bringing up the auto subs here. Because of the wear and tear, you can kind of monitor that through your subs, and you can sub your guys out on the fly. You can also reset it with one button press, which is cool as well. One of my favorite new additions to the game this year. Just makes substituting your players in and out a lot easier.
So for stunts and twists, you can take any play, and then you just hold down that play call. That's it. So if it's 2-man under, say it's square, you just hold it, you'll get a drop-down menu, and you can pick from maybe like the 12 or whatever is applicable to that front. Right, not all of them have that basically full coverage in that way because you're going to make
so any play I'm going to be able to add some stunts and twists and change how my D-line creates pressure.
Absolutely, and then if you
it's showing the pressure. So this is what I want to get into too, like the stunts and shit.
How my D-line creates pressure.
That shit gonna be OP.
And then if you don't feel comfortable there or you want to call it in pre-play, it's in the pre-play menu as well, which is awesome.
Bro, somebody gonna learn the cheats to that shit.
Gonna play out this year. I'm hoping nobody finds anything too crazy.
They are,
but who knows? I mean, we'll have to see how it plays out. Here's another deep shot.
There's no way you don't.
Williams himself again.
Just play with that shit, pause.
I don't know. Bordeaux's just playing really aggressive defense. He's not really getting his guys back there. And that's a huge play.
Which talks about some of those new animations we have for mid-air tackles. You talk about some of those catch point animation, some of those hit sticks through
Absolutely.
the catch.
Adding more coverage there, more control. Control is number one with everything that we do.
Blew that little nigga up.
Wear and tear.
Pause.
Now there's damage to the defensive player when he misses a hit stick or gets blown up.
And that's really another thing about the game that's going to stand out. I think the quarterback stuff for me is the stuff that stands out the most, the way they throw the ball, the release,
safety
stuff like
bullshit.
That. But the tackling,
just look at this shit. And he using the safety
and that's really
too.
Another thing about the game that's going to stand out. I think the quarterback stuff for me
look like everybody went and go. DFS to Houston for how much?
Stuff that stands out the most,
that nigga
users and stuff like that. But the tackling, the more physics that were added this year, you're gonna see it. A lot of big
50. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Like that. I mean,
53. God damn, bro. 53. 4 years.
And like I said, he's just too trigger happy sometimes. Sometimes you gotta know when to force the pass. He made a crazy play, made the defender miss.
4 years.
But we'll see if he can make a comeback.
That nigga gonna piss me off. I'm already
21-16. Ryan Williams with the ball rolling out. He's trying to make a big play, and he's going to throw a pick. Bordeaux gets one back, pulls off the spin move. That's his specialty. I've played Bordeaux a bunch of times.
That
guy likes to spin.
Max. How old is that nigga?
And now he's bringing the heat.
I love that. That is one of the new animations. That's one that
it's probably 3+1.
Just fall into the ground before the quarterback actually held on through that tackle.
Yes, all of those, right? That exactly it would have hit right there. But
I'm
now
gonna look
those
at
things
after
can
this.
be picked, and a lot of times they'll just eat it.
Bordeaux might get him a dub here, but he is pressing. I don't think he meant to press here. He's getting back, and he gets beat over the top. Again, we've seen so many deep shots. I think a lot of people are going to like this. Some people might not, but those one-on-ones, you can get them this year. If you get just a little bit of space, and there's a dot from Ryan Williams for a touchdown. But again, if you get space, because you can't get those basket interceptions, if you don't go for the swat or get in range to swat, you can make those plays this year. So it looks like it's going to be another offensive game for sure. But the defensive upgrades, I think, are going to help with some of the annoying things like the jet sweeps and stuff that were just too easy to run. You're going to be able to control those more this year. But if you're not on point with your secondary, having them where they need to be, you're going to get beat over the top. Now, if you want to know more about these new gameplay mechanics,
comment down what y'all think about this. Obviously, I'm gonna copy it regardless. It's already pre-ordered, man. But yeah.
Tell me something I don't know, some y'all know ain't something I don't know. Yeah. Boy, I've been trapping my ass off, fuck it, I'ma hit up the old phone. Everybody see that sack, now everybody hitting up the deep phone. Don't hit this phone if you ain't trying to spend no money, I'm trying to get this P on.
Subscribe to the channel, bro.